So I was able to find your ID through a picture. So
Through a picture?
I'm actually going to cut you a little bit of break, all right?
Oh, are you?
I could take you to jail.
Ever wondered what happens when a regular day takes a turn for the worse? Here, the worse refers to an officer unaware of the rules, resorting to harassing innocent citizens for personal satisfaction. In this case, witness how a regular citizen knows their rights better than the officer does.
It had a tendency to sputter and stall unexpectedly. Given the narrow passage into his garage,
One day, a guy named Ryan was just enjoying his motorcycle ride on a warm day when Officer Dawson from Garland Police followed him into an alley, saying there's a problem nearby. Now, Ryan's motorcycle sometimes acts up, especially when he's parking it in his garage. Officer Dawson decides to pull him over while he's texting his wife. Quick thinking, Ryan switches on his body camera to record everything. But the question is, why did things take a weird turn in this normal situation?
To my wife, letting her know I'm getting up to the house.
Somebody really said there's people arguing back.
So, Officer Dawson stops Ryan, originally talking about a disturbance call. But things get a bit confusing. He asks for Ryan's ID, but it seems like he forgets why he stopped him in the first place. He mentions Ryan's bike sticking out into the alley as the problem. Later, pictures show the bike was a bit over the line, but Ryan was just parking it, not leaving it there. In a quick moment, Ryan moves the bike and asks for a supervisor to check things out. Let's see what happens next.
What crime have I committed?
Blocking the alley.
What crime have I committed? I was on the end of my driveway at my own home pulling in.
Now, Ryan's on the phone with his dad. His dad knows some law stuff, which freaks out the officer. Even though it's kind of silly, the officer keeps threatening to arrest Ryan for no good reason. Things are getting crazy. Let's see how this mess unfolds.
I'm asking for the supervisor, dude. I tried to get my bike started. You saw that it...
Now, here's where things get more intense. Despite Ryan doing the right thing by repeatedly requesting the supervisor, just as his dad advised him from the start, the officer isn't backing down. The arguments continue, and surprisingly, the officer refuses to call the supervisor. Instead, he insists that Ryan step away from his bike, offering no clear reason for his demand. The tension escalates as Ryan tries to navigate a situation that seems to be spiraling out of control.
So how about this?
I just pulled up and there's a disturbance all of a sudden, dude. Whatever.
So there's Ryan and his dad standing their ground and telling the cops straight up that they're getting an attorney and planning to sue them big time. You'd think that would make the cops straighten up, right? Well, not exactly. Instead of taking things seriously, these cops just keep on acting unprofessionally.
Your bike's not going anywhere. You know how hard it'd have to be to get on a bike and take off? Don't worry.
Well, it wasn't all bad. At least the officers gave him their names and badge numbers. Little did they know, Ryan and his dad would put that information to good use in a lawsuit they'd file later on.
So he would have been pulled up on the camera on the other side of the house, this side, my chest.
What's happening in this situation is nothing but plain harassment of an innocent citizen. It's a situation many people can relate to, where someone just going about their day encounters unnecessary trouble.
Not signing, hand me the paper and get off my property.
So by not signing means I have to take you to jail.
No, it doesn't. That means I'm not admitting guilt.
Right. But
I don't have to sign a ticket.
The officer manages to grab Ryan's ID by taking a picture of it. He's now pressuring Ryan to sign a citation, but Ryan, knowing his rights, refuses to comply. Frustrated, the officer resorts to a chilling threat. He tells Ryan that he could end up in jail.
It's your right to contact anybody.
So you're giving me the ticket and leaving?
Absolutely.
I thought if I didn't sign it, I'd go to jail. Now you're changing your mind.
After all the chaos, the officers then leave. But before doing that, they do something unbelievable. Look at this.
On camera, and then he just hawked one on my property when he drove off.
So here's what happened next. Officer Dawson gave Ryan a citation, and then, without really checking out the supposed disturbance nearby, the officers just left. As if that wasn't enough, they even disrespected Ryan's property by spitting on it, highlighting their unprofessional behavior. What's more troubling is that, even after several weeks, that citation hasn't been submitted. And here's the kicker. When Ryan requested to see the body camera and dash camera recordings to get clarity on the situation, the police department refused to share them. This refusal to provide transparency raises serious questions about accountability and professionalism within law enforcement.